Hi there, future teacher. Welcome to your study guide for the AEPA Field 83 Special Education Early Childhood Exam. This is Arizona's certification test for educators working with young children who have disabilities from birth through kindergarten. I'll give you a refresher on the key information you need to pass. Quick note before we dive in. We put together a free study guide workbook that goes along with this video. Key terms, practice questions, and note-taking space. Grab your free copy from the link in the description. This video is presented by TeacherPreps.com. We offer complete study guides, full-length timed practice tests, vocabulary exercises, and AI-scored constructed response practice. Free to get started. All right, that was our plug. For the rest of this video, it's go time. The AEPA 83 has 100 selected response questions. You get 2 hours and 30 minutes, not counting the 15-minute tutorial. That's 90 seconds per question. The passing score is 240. You can take it at a testing center or online with a proctor. The exam has 3 subareas. Subarea I, Understanding Young Children with Special Needs, is 27%. Subarea II, Promoting Young Children's Growth and Development, is the biggest at 59%. Subarea III, Working in a Collaborative Learning Community, is 14%. In this video, we'll cover Subarea I and Subarea III in depth. Let's start with Subarea I, Understanding Young Children with Special Needs, worth 27%. This covers typical and atypical development, how disabilities affect learning, assessment, and medical considerations. You need to know the 5 essential developmental domains: language, cognition, approaches to learning, physical development, and social-emotional development. These domains interact. A delay in one area often affects others. For example, a language delay can impact social-emotional development because the child struggles to communicate with peers. Factors influencing growth include genetics, environment, nutrition, health, cultural background, and socioeconomic status. On the exam, choose answers that acknowledge multiple interacting factors. Children with disabilities follow the same general developmental sequences as their non-disabled peers, but may progress at different rates. A disability in one domain creates cross-domain effects. A physical disability can limit exploration, delaying cognitive growth. A hearing impairment affects language, which affects social interactions. The key principle: use individualized strategies that optimize each child's capabilities. On the exam, reject answers that limit a child's potential based on diagnosis. Young children learn best through active, hands-on engagement. 3 theories matter here. Piaget's constructivism says children build knowledge through direct experience. Vygotsky's zone of proximal development says children learn most effectively with scaffold support just beyond their current ability. And behaviorism reminds us that reinforcement shapes behavior and is useful in early intervention. For children with disabilities, the same principles apply with individualized strategies. Look for answers that promote active engagement over passive instruction. Assessment is heavily tested. Know 3 types. Screening identifies children who may need further evaluation. Diagnostic determines the nature and extent of a disability, and progress monitoring tracks response to intervention. The MTSS and RTI frameworks provide tiered support. Tier 1 is quality instruction for all children. Tier 2 is targeted small group intervention. Tier 3 is intensive individualized support. Key rules: assessments must be non-discriminatory, use multiple data sources, and results go into IFSBs for birth to age 3 or IEPs for age 3 and up. You should understand basic etiology, meaning the causes of disabilities, along with syndromes and chronic illness impacts. Know physical management procedures for positioning, lifting, and transfers. Know emergency procedures for seizures, allergic reactions, and breathing difficulties. And understand assistive technology, from low-tech adapted utensils and picture boards to high-tech speech-generating devices. AAC, augmentative and alternative communication, is critical for children with limited verbal skills. Choose answers that maximize independence through appropriate technology. Practice question: a 2-year-old with a significant hearing impairment has been referred for evaluation. Which area would most likely be affected as a secondary impact? A. Fine motor coordination and hand-eye development. B. social emotional skills, and peer interaction abilities. C. Gross motor milestones such as walking and climbing. D. Visual tracking and depth perception capabilities. The answer is B. Social emotional skills and peer interaction abilities. Hearing loss primarily affects language development, which in turn impacts the ability to communicate with peers, creating secondary effects on social emotional development. The other areas would not typically be affected by hearing loss. Now Subarea III, working in a collaborative learning community, worth 14%. This covers partnerships, professional responsibilities, and legal requirements. In early childhood special education, you work as part of a team. Know 4 collaboration skills: consultation, providing expert advice; collaboration, working as equals towards shared goals; co-teaching, sharing instructional duties in one classroom; and communication, clearly exchanging information. Services happen across different models: home-based programs, inclusive settings where children with and without disabilities learn together, and self-contained classrooms. Remember LRE, least restrictive environment. The law requires children with disabilities be educated alongside non-disabled peers to the maximum extent appropriate. Families are equal partners, not passive recipients. Effective communication must work across diverse cultural and linguistic backgrounds. Common barriers include language differences, work schedules, transportation, and past negative school experiences. On the exam, choose answers that put the family's voice at the center and proactively address participation barriers. Legal knowledge is heavily tested. IDEA Part C covers early intervention for birth through age 2 using the IFSB. IDEA Part B covers ages 3 through 21 using the IEP. Section 504 provides accommodations for students who may not qualify for an IEP. The ADA ensures access and prohibits discrimination. Key principles: FAPE, free appropriate public education; LRE, least restrictive environment; due process rights; non-discriminatory evaluation. Ethical responsibilities include mandated reporting, maintaining confidentiality, and advocating for children with special needs. Finally, current issues. Early intervention is a cornerstone because brain plasticity is greatest in the earliest years. Current best practices include multisensory instruction, alternative assessment methods like portfolios and observations, and response to intervention frameworks. When choosing between 2 answers, pick the one grounded in current research over traditional methods. Practice question. A special education teacher is preparing for an IFSB meeting for a 20-month-old with developmental delays. Which action best demonstrates effective family partnership? A. Completing the IFSB goals beforehand and presenting them for signatures. B. Asking the family to share observations and priorities for their child. C. Providing a detailed written report of all assessment results. D. Scheduling the meeting at school during regular business hours. The answer is B. Asking the family to share observations and priorities. Effective partnership means families participate as equals in goal development. Option A excludes families from the process. Option C provides information without inviting input. Option D ignores the family's scheduling needs. Great work covering Subarea I and Subarea III. But those 2 subareas are only 41% of your exam. You still need Subarea II, promoting young children's growth and development, which is 59% of your total score. That covers classroom management, language development, emergent literacy, cognitive development, daily living skills, and physical development. The complete study guide plus full-length practice tests is at TeacherPreps.com. Link in the description.